Within Project Lead the Way Computer Science Principles, we utilize the Agile Scrum software development framework in order to give students an experience in iterative and collaborative software development. Agile Scrum is a software development framework that involves several different roles that different people on the development team can play. And within the Project Lead the Way Computer Science classroom, some of these roles are filled by different people, even the teacher. The product owner is usually the person on the team who is the voice of the client and represents what the customer wants. And they hold the team accountable for following the vision and the requests of the client and not wandering away from that. Usually that's the teacher within this in the PLTW CSP classroom who is checking in with the student developers and making sure that they're following what it is either that they've specified or that's been specified for them, and they're not straying too far away from that. A Scrum Master on a Scrum team would be an individual who removes the impediments that the team might have that they would get in the way from them successfully completing their task. Again, that's oftentimes the teacher within the Project Lead the Way CSP classroom as you're working through a project with the Scrum Agile framework. But sometimes there could be a student if a more elaborate project is being put together with larger teams, and a student might be able to serve in that role as well. Project planning is a big part of developing the program or the project or whatever it might be. And in Agile Scrum, certain things are used, such as user stories is sort of the basis for outline what is going to be in this project, following a format of as a role, as the person doing something, I want some feature so that some reason can be accomplished. And this helps students elicit what are the essentials, what are the things that they need in their project, from the most basic to the most elaborate things that they would like to add to it, and keep them focused on the users of the project that they're developing. That oftentimes will turn into the product backlog. It's the list of all the things that they want to have in their project based on these user stories. And then as they're going into development, they're going to develop a sprint backlog, which is the things that they're going to focus on and the things they're going to get done in the first development cycle, and usually do a couple development cycles for a project. I encourage my students to break down user stories in a product backlog to small, chunkable tasks that can be accomplished and are very specific. And that can help with planning for the sprint, and also at the end of the sprint looking back and doing a retrospective and deciding what are the things they got done, how did it go, and doing some backlog grooming to help them decide which things they're going to either take off the backlog and bring into the next sprint, or adjust on the backlog so that they continue to work on burning down all the different tasks to make the project. By using the Agile Scrum software development framework, students get to experience a real-world design framework and learn different skills such as cooperatively working together to develop some kind of product, chunking as far as thinking about all of the things that are going to go into a software development project and segmenting those out and thinking about what is the priority of them, how are they related, and how can you take something that's rather complex and break it down into simpler steps and do one step at a time. It's also a good exercise in helping them to estimate the complexity of tasks and how much time it's going to take to do specific things, which can be difficult for any developer at the start. So helping them identify how much time things will take and how many things they can get done in a sprint will help them gauge how these tasks work together and what level of complexity is associated with them.